Good morning, everyone. My name's Burton Kelso. How are you? Good. Ready to learn about video and social media? We're going to talk about all of that aspect. We're going to talk about regular videos. We're going to talk about live videos as well, because video is king on social media. And as real estate professionals, you really need to jump onto this, I won't say bandwagon, but you need to jump onto this hot technology in order to get more buyers and sellers, and of course, to develop relationships. So I always throw, before I start talking, a quick tech tip out to help people get more from the technology they use. And this has nothing to do with, what happened? So I always give a quick tech tip. One, stay away from insects. Number two is let's talk about our smartphones real quick. Our smartphones are pretty dirty items, and with the coronavirus out there, you're being told that you need to wash your hands. But what about your dirty smartphones and tablets? Those are germy items too. But anyway, back to our smartphones. Smartphones are filthy. 18 times more germs on your smartphone than the standard public restroom. So what do you need to do about your smartphones? And most of you are thinking, Burton, why are you even talking about this? I'll just take one of those disinfectant wipes and wipe my phone down, right? Wrong. You can't do that because the corrosive agents in those wipes will ruin your phone. So you have to use eco-friendly surface cleaning products in order to clean your phone. Now, there's a product in particular that I know of, and trust me, I don't get credit for this. It's a product called Pure and Clean, and you can get it at pureandclean.us, but it's an eco-friendly surface cleaner that's safe to use on all of your tech devices. It's about one chemical removed from bleach, and we all know bleach can kill just about any bacteria out there. And when you clean your smartphones, regardless if you listen to my advice or not, always use a microfiber cloth to make sure that your phone is clean and it doesn't get scratched. Never use Kleenex, never use those Clorox wipes, any of that stuff. It's another product that you can use to disinfect your phone, and that's called phone soap. You can get it at phonesoap.com, and it was featured on Shark Tank. Phone soap. Now, because of the whole coronavirus thing, you'll probably won't be able to get your hands on some phone soap because everyone's purchasing it. But when this all dies down, it's a good thing to have because we all need to get into good technical hygiene habits as far as our smart devices. I mean, realistically, when's the last time you wiped down your smartphone? With a Clorox wipe?
No, I have wipes from the dollar store.
Oh, okay. Those are probably just as bad, too. So live streaming is huge with social media. I'm sure many of you, when you look at your social media feeds, you see an alert where it'll pop up and someone says, oh my gosh, we're going live. We're going live. And live video has been around for probably at least 5 years, 6 years, give or take. But with video, it's almost like, with social media, it's almost like the advent of television. I was trying to look in the audience to see if there was anyone who may have been alive when television was invented. I mean, I remember the first time I saw a black and white, and I'm like, wow, that's awesome. But video captivates people. I mean, we're all tuned in. We watch videos. We watch movies. And so it's, with social media, one of the reasons why it's important is because the algorithm in social media wants you to use live video. And I'll probably say this multiple times, but live video can go anywhere from 5 times to 18 times more followers on social media. Why is that important? Well, how many of you are familiar with the social media algorithm as far as social media is concerned? So with your followers on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, Instagram, you're probably only reaching about 10% of how many connections you have on social media based on the social media algorithm. So the algorithm works as it picks and chooses which post that it thinks you want to see. The more you interact with people, the more you're going to see their posts. The less you interact with people, the less of their posts you're going to see. So realistically, you're only hitting about 10% of your followers at any time when you're on social media. But when new technology comes around, like say live video, the social media channels want you to utilize specific products. And right now, live video is the product that all of the social media channels want you to use. So when you go live, it pushes that out so that more people see your stuff. But at the same time, it's almost like an advertisement with social media because they're advertising, oh, well, you can do this neat new feature called live. And there's one missing up here, which is kind of funny, but I didn't know if I wanted to dwell into it. But then I'm like, I will go into it. So currently, these are all the social media channels that offer live video. There's LinkedIn Live at the very top. Now, LinkedIn Live you have to sign up for because LinkedIn has live video, but it's considered what is called beta mode. And you can only live stream from your desktop. You can't do LinkedIn Live even when you're accepted from a smartphone. Now, the funky looking icon off to the right-hand side with the little map thing, that's Twitter or Periscope Live. So let's do a show of hands as far as so I can get an idea who's using what channels. So let's start with LinkedIn. How many of you are using LinkedIn? And when I say using LinkedIn, I don't mean I have a LinkedIn account and I've never posted on it before. I mean, you're actively posting stuff on LinkedIn. It's like the hands went down when I said that. What about Twitter? How many people are actively using Twitter to market their business? And I say that loosely because with social media, your whole goal is not to market. Your whole goal is to develop relationships with the people that connect with you. Because people love doing business with people they know, like, and trust. That's the whole thing. So down in the lower, let's go with the middle. So the middle is YouTube, obviously, YouTube Live. How many people using YouTube have a YouTube channel? And you're actively posting videos on it on a regular basis? Uh-oh. When I say YouTube, I don't mean you're watching YouTube videos. I mean you're actively posting stuff. And then, of course, Facebook Live. And I'm assuming everyone's done a Facebook Live video, right? You use Facebook. Everyone in here has a Facebook account, right? No? All right. And I'm assuming everyone in here has done a Facebook Live video at some point, right? No? Oh, wow. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. But to give you a little background about myself and live videos, I've started doing live videos about, probably 5 years ago, right when Periscope or Twitter did it. My first live video was like, it was raining outside. And I'm like, oh, look, it's raining, and it was flooding. So it was like a pretty live video. It didn't have anything to do with my brand as an IT guy. But, the more I started doing videos, I started to evolve and started doing helpful stuff. Now, every now and then I'll do the occasional, hey, I'm at the beach type of video, just to mix it up because I don't want it to be all business-like. I want people to kind of get an idea about my life and what my passions are. And, of course, at the same time, give out useful information. Very rarely do I make a post about, hey, use our computer services, we're the best. Because those posts just don't work on social media. But what I found out about doing live video is the more that you do it, the more comfortable you feel about doing your live videos. I mean, so you just have to get into a habit of regularly doing those videos, and it'll just become very easy. And part of the ease of me doing videos now, because I can usually do it on the fly, and that's what you want. You want to get to the point where you're not necessarily having to take the time from your real estate business to think, man, what live video am I going to do now? Am I going to do a podcast? Because, you're all trying to make money, right? Or unless you're in the real estate business to make videos, correct? So, that's the goal. You've got to evolve, or you've got to rethink your strategy as far as video on social media so that it comes naturally. And part of what has helped me too is that I'm on television in the Kansas City area and all over the state of Missouri and Kansas. And that helps because live TV you really can't mess up live TV, right? The hardest thing for me is not saying any bad words on air, 'Cause I won't say I have a potty mouth, but, sometimes when you're just lax conversation and you get more comfortable with the reporters, you just have this rapport. So I always have to remember, don't say any bad words, when you're on air. The same thing, too, applies to live video. The less you curse, the better off you are because you're professionals. Now, if you were just doing it for the heck of it, then, that would be okay. But over the course of about 5 years on our company YouTube channel, we've accumulated about 500 videos, combination of news broadcasts, which is a very small percent of it. But most of those videos are just live videos that we've archived and saved on our YouTube channel, and they're all tech tips. And one of the reasons that you want to invest in videos in your business, not only to build brand recognition and to obviously get more customers, but to have a resource that you can send people to, especially when you get that phone call where people say, hey, let's meet for coffee. I want to pick your brain. Let's just say if you were doing a video, yeah, and you had a huge animal come after you. Just roll with it. That's part of the entertainment aspect of it. So we have about 500 videos on the channel. And one of the things that I was going to say, which is my pet peeve, how do you get the call, hey, let's meet for coffee, I want to sit and pick your brain? Do you meet for coffee? You do? I don't. I'm too busy. Because usually as an IT guy, when most people want to meet the IT guy, what do they want to do? They want free tech advice. So I can say, hey, I recorded a video about that. What's your problem? Hey, go to my YouTube channel. Look at that. So you may encounter the same things in real estate. People want to ask specific questions. So if they've got questions about, say, how should I stage my home? What should I look for in a, oh gosh, I can't believe the term slipped me. When you have someone look at your house before you sell it, what? Appraisal, or the other guy, the inspector. What should I look for in an inspector? Should I uproot that tree? I mean, there's certain things that you can put on live video that you can archive later that will prevent you from having to have those meaningless conversations. It's a resource. So, there's a good, interesting fact about live video. And that's kind of sad about that, too, because we do a weekly blog. Another interesting fact. And then there's some more information to kind of push you towards using live video as opposed to your traditional method of using.
Are you distinguishing between live and doing a video and just posting it?
I'm talking about doing an actual live video where you're live. Now, later on, we will talk about the benefit of archiving that video and saving it for later. Oh, did I miss one? Yeah, 5 to 20 more times in traditional post. Yes. Oh, you're coming to get the corpse? It's pretty messy. I know. I could have got it. I know. So one of the challenges is what do you do live videos? What kind of live videos do you do? Because that's always a challenge, right? It's like if someone just put a camera in front of you and said, okay, speak. It's not always easy unless you're in the habit of doing that. Everyone's looking at the corpse. Go away. And I love the way that you're walking, too. That's too funny. Yes. I like how I went back on these slides. I got distracted by that. So let me go back. Uh-oh, now the clicker doesn't want. There we go. So yeah, there's several things that you can do. You can do a question and answer session with live video. I know a lot of influencers will get another influencer and interview them. One of our real estate customers in the Kansas City area, Letty Ann Sutherland, she does a podcast called Real Estate U. and she focuses on all things real estate as far as bringing in different experts to talk about things that real estate professionals have to deal with. I think one of her videos now has to do with how to pick a good contractor. You know, if you had to have some property rehabbed, or even for a homeowner who wants to remodel their house. So Q&A sessions are always good. But with a lot of those, you do have to prepare. So that may not be for you, because you've got to you got to hunt down your host, which is almost impossible because everyone's busy. Then you have to sit down and think about what questions and answers you're going to put, which is a pain in the butt. So that may not be for you. You could do a webinar where you're just sitting in front of your phone or your computer doing a live instructional on something. Now, again, this requires you to set aside time to think of what topics you're going to do and what you're going to talk about. So maybe a webinar is not for you, but it's something to consider if you're looking for content to do live video. You could do behind the scenes, like if you're at your brokerage and maybe you're doing barbecue for the day, grilling out, or you're at an open house and you want to show people what's involved in setting up an open house. I know a lot of it is just showing up, but maybe the process, if you've got different caterers bringing in food for an open house, you just show how that setup is. And people love behind the scenes because it makes them feel like they're in the know. They're getting information that people otherwise would not get. Come on, clicker. There we go. You can do parties or networking events. If you're at a networking event and you want to just promote that you're at that networking event, provided you want to do this at the beginning of the networking event, especially if you like to consume a lot of alcohol at these events. You definitely don't want to do one where you're tipsy. But networking events or social events are good videos to do live. You just pop up and say, hey, I'm live at this event. You can also just do your own show. It doesn't necessarily have to be a podcast. It can just be your own show where you just have your audience just tune in every week to talk about different stuff. The other thing with live video, too, it doesn't always have to be real estate related. One of the great things about social media is that it can be about your passions. And that's part of the process of people getting to know you and like you and trust you. Going back to Letty Ann started out as a caterer. And I know many of you probably just didn't come out of college or even high school and decided to become real estate agents. There's something that you're passionate about that you like talking about and you want other people to know. So Letty Ann is, like I said, a real estate agent now, but before she was a caterer, had her own catering business for 12 years. So her passion is food. She even wrote a book with recipes on how to find the right home, but her whole focus is getting families to eat around the dinner table. So eating at home. So a lot of her cookbook recipes are comfort food that allow families to gather around and get important information and learn about each other and grow and connect as a family. So let's say if you're a real estate agent who loves gardening, you can do gardening tips as long as it focuses on the home, because obviously as real estate professionals, that's what you're dealing with. Now I'm kind of paranoid now and look behind me every few minutes to make sure there's not something creeping up on me. But you really want to focus on your passions. So let's go around the room and let's talk about what we're passionate about. So I'll start with me. It almost feels like we're at a group meeting, right? Like, hey, I'm Burton, So, but no, I'm Burton. I'm passionate about technology, and trust me, I'm not that nerd guy. Meaning, at the end of the day, I don't have 6 computers at home, but I'm passionate about helping people. I'm a sucker for, people who are struggling through whatever, and technology is just one of the things I have an aptitude for. So I love helping people with technology. That's my passion, and my videos reflect that. So we'll start with you, and let's go.
Yeah, I worked with young children teaching, and I was a teacher for
That is awesome. Yes, ma'am.
I'm passionate about painting and do watercolor and acrylics.
Really? See, as you listen to these stories, I want you to draw from that because, like I said, with social media, we always focus on, man, we've got to get out there and sell, and I've got people to know that, hey, I'm a real estate professional. It's not about that. It's about who you are and then what you're passionate about, and then the fact that you sell real estate. That's what you want. You want the people to know your passion, know who you are, and then go from there. Yes, sir.
I'm Marty, and my passion is I teach people how to sell. How to sell.
Oh, sailboat. When you said sail, I'm like, come on, Marty. Didn't we just talk about this? I'm glad you clarified that. I'm like, someone did not get it. Yes, sir.
My name is Brent Johnson. I used to be a county agent, agriculture agent for University of Florida and LSU. And horticulture is my specialty, so get right into it.
Really?
I have a lot of information.
You should share that. I mean, if you did live videos like, hey, I'm at the garden today. Let's say you're having problems with tomatoes, or here's a timely topic. Let's say you're having problems with pests in your garden. How to have an eco-friendly garden and not have little critters like that show up. Yes, sir. Golf. See, this is amazing. Just think of all the information that you could share with people, especially if you're live. Yes, sir.
My name is Anthony. I've been in the restaurant business, spa business since 25 years on and off, and been in real estate for about 5 years now. I think that's my passion.
Really? So off the top of your head, let's say we went live, what's a good dish that you could whip up like in 5 minutes?
Oh gosh, in 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Not very healthy, probably pizza. We haven't talked restaurants, so yeah, of course, qualified, let's say.
Well, no one said it had to be healthy. I'm just saying yeah, of course. Yeah, just throw it together, Of course, you'd have to have, if you did a live video, you'd have the end result just to say, hey, this is what it should look like. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yes, ma'am.
My name is Lily, and I am passionate about travel. I started my travel adventures when I was in college. I had all through Europe, every country in Western Europe, Eastern Europe, all the way to Russia, and to India, and to China. I've been all over the place. And then
So have you done live videos with any of this stuff? Oh, my gosh.
I got most of the ideas, so I was involved in some real estate in Mexico, and I think that would be interesting to people because sometimes they're not retiring in South Florida, they need to go in somewhere else.
Yes, sir.
My name is John, and I used to be a cyclist, Vello rides. I have a disability, so it's hard for me to be able to ride, so now I'm an avid spinner.
That's awesome. Yes, ma'am.
I'm Lori, and I like travel. My passion is Switzerland. I have a heritage back to Switzerland, so I love showing mountain scenes. And anybody that wants to go there, I'm anxious to give them an itinerary.
Yes, sir.
I'm Mark Middleton. I'm the regional instructor for Bolt Banker, and I just love helping agents learn how to be better salespeople, make a lot of money. My passion.
That's awesome. Yes, ma'am.
Devin Swayze, also with Bolt Banker out of Marco Island. Passion is training. I run with my children a lot, so we do a lot of family 5Ks, and
Really?
yeah, so that's a lot of fun for us. And I'm an avid reader, so I host a monthly book club.
That's awesome. Yes, ma'am.
I'm Marissa. I'm actually with Wayne Davis and Yeti as well. I actually went to school for marketing, so that's what I wanted to do, but now I'm more into the real estate side of it.
So what are you passionate about?
Traveling too. I actually just this summer I went to countries.
Cool. Yes, ma'am.
Nancy Rye, I'm passionate about tennis, pickleball, ballroom dancing, and staying healthy.
They have pickleball? I guess pickleball is universal.
This is where the U.S. Open is held, pickleball.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
My name is Livia Garacho. I'm registered in
Awesome. Yes, sir.
My name's Fred, and I'm a foodie. I mean, that's my addiction. So,
Sounds like you two need to do a video. You know?
eating, cooking, drinking, all that kind of good. And I do post occasionally on Instagram.
So there's a attorney group up, and we'll continue on with the introductions and passions, just to kind of get you out there and thinking about video. So there's a group of attorneys in the Kansas City, Missouri. Well, they're in Missouri, Kansas City, and in St. Louis. Brown and Crouppen is the law firm, and if I would highly recommend that you check out their YouTube channel. But one of the segments that they do, as far as video, and they could do it as live video, is called 3 Attorneys Eating Sandwiches. So they pick a mom and pop restaurant and they just sit and talk about different stuff. That's it. So what does attorneys have to do with sandwiches, right? Nothing. Just the fact that you just got 3 attorneys eating sandwiches. But Brown and Crouppen, at least in the Kansas City area and beyond, they have become the rock stars as far as doing video and live video, because they have unique types of videos that they do. They have cartoons on their YouTube channel. They do one of the lead attorneys, it's Ed versus whatever. So it's Ed, and he tries 2 different products to see which one's better. Has nothing to do with anything legal. But they have built such a brand with their videos and with their YouTube channel that they have become rock stars. Now, Brown and Crouppen. Good question. It's CROUPEN, I think. But the other thing, too, they're like any of the other attorneys that you see that come on during Judge Judy. You know, call us, you know, have you been, you know, multiple myeloma, or have you been a victim? They're a PI firm. So you get that. So they have the brand with the commercial ads, but as far as their social media, it's just more playful stuff. So, all right, where do we left off? I think we left off with you, ma'am. Yes. Yes. No, you, yes. Oh, we there? Yes. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
My name is Tina. I live in Richmond, Hathaway, I am very involved and passionate in the veteran community. I was active duty. My husband passed away 5 years ago on active duty after almost 28 years of service. And I have 2 sons in the Army, so I'm very passionate about the property.
That's awesome. Okay, now it's on to you.
I'm Joyce from Paradise Realty. I'm very passionate about animal rights and environment. I'm very active in marches in trying to ban plastics, trying to protect animals. There's several things going on in the county in regard to that, so I'm involved in that.
So someone finally said animals. Who's seen the documentary on Netflix called #Cats? Has anyone seen that at all? So animals are huge on social media. So if you're an animal lover and you want to post live videos of animals, you are guaranteed to get an instant audience. People love cats and dogs on social media. So if you've got a pet, you might want to start highlighting your pet on social media with live videos, because your pet will probably eclipse you as far as popularity on social media. I mean, that's just the honest truth. So, sir, you just walked in. I know we're picking on you, but we're just kind of doing introductions and what people are passionate about. So your name and what are you passionate about?
Nick, I guess environment, animals, pretty good topic.
Good deal. Yes, ma'am. Well,
Very creative, and my stories as an architectural designer, designing real estate, and I love travel. And down here, I'm very much into health, life, and health.
health is another good topic. You do a quick tip about some easy exercises. I mean, so like I said, one of the things you want to get out of is the fact that you're a realtor, a real estate professional. We can get more into I'm a human being. I want to connect with people and let them know this is what I do, but this is what I'm passionate about, because it will help build your brand. Yes, ma'am. Now, you be careful, because when I hear wildlife, all I can hear is Steve Irwin. And so I'm thinking after this class, you're going to be like, with your camera, crikey, you know, look at that gator there. I think I'm going to jump in and wrestle that crocodile. So,
The other day was where I live, an otter and her baby were jogging across the street into the next pools. And they were running over there. I tried to take a video, but I got no pictures with my video.
so every time you look past me, I'm like, what is?
I know, sorry.
So wait a minute, did you catch the otter?
Not, I caught it on photos, but I did not get the video.
Oh, okay, I got you.
It was a, because I was so busy trying to chase him, she was swimming over the baby.
All right. Yes, ma'am, you're next.
Sometimes I wonder if I have any passions being there and work so hard. I guess my passions are health and fitness and
Okay. And we got two more left. Yes, ma'am?
My name is Terry Cascarelli, MBB Realty. My passions are leadership development for women coming out of a life science background, and then my other company is a travel company. So I'm passionate about travel and helping people achieve their dreams and travel.
Good deal. And finally, that's incredible. People love photographs, obviously. That's why we get on social media for the most part. But some of the other videos you can do is, I know a lot of, I've seen a lot of title companies, a lot of real estate agents do the live video of people who have purchased their home for the first time, especially if they've been through a struggle, like, you know, horrible credit, just bad life choices, or just bad life experiences, and they finally own a home. So those are good videos to do. And then, of course, the open house video is an awesome one to do, especially if you make it a fun open house. But the thing with live video is it's more about the fact that you're doing the open house. You don't want to do the come on down like you're the used car salesman. You know, we've got this hot property going on, and you need to come and check it out. So, but the most important thing is your personal successes and just your life in general. Those make the most awesome live videos because people are going to be more tuned in to you as opposed to just, you know, some random topic, because that's why they connected with you in the first place on social media, because they know, like you, and trust you. So they're going to feel more intimate with you if you start doing live video. So let's think of some ideas which we've already thought of as far as what you could do as a video is concerned. So I'm going to pause for a few. Let's you guys sit and think about what you can do as far as videos that you could post that focus on your passions, and of course, kind of focus on, you know, you do as real estate. So let's do it.
Well, I just went out to dinner last night, and it was all the beach, so I'm kind of out. Besides that, we turned around and looked at all the food. And that sounds rather mundane, but it just helps. That's where I've been, but also the things as well.
Where were you yesterday?
I was at
Don't tell me you forgot.
North High.
Oh, okay. I got you. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. If you good review of the food, you're just in that environment and you're doing a live video. Anyone else got any ideas? Oh, you didn't want to look at the food? Oh, was it that bad? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Anyone else got any ideas? Yes, sir.
I like the idea about the first home buyer, you know, like a little presentation or discussion about that for those people who are not familiar how to purchase a home. And also, my weakness is interior decorating, but it's my wife's passion. So for people like me, it'd be informative to see that, you know. And I don't notice anything on the inside, but she does.
What about you? Any ideas as what you could do as far as a live video?
Yeah, staging's a big deal today. You can't sell just staging. But
I see a couple of hands in the back. Mm-hmm.
Is there anywhere you can't take it, like around children? I mean, do you have to have permission in any kind of an environment where you can't take live video?
Well, before you do a live video, I would obviously ask permission, especially if there's people involved.
They're all in a restaurant.
Right. You might want to ask before you do something like that. Or if you got the backs of people's heads, that would be okay. But it's general good, it's good etiquette to ask before you just start doing live video, especially with people around. That's right, yeah. But they probably shouldn't be there in the first place, right? Right, exactly. So yes, it's always a good habit to ask before you do a video live to make sure that, you have everyone's permission to do it, if you can. Yes.
So one of the things I've done, I bike, and my girlfriend, she's also a lawyer, and we decided that we're going to take a video of our bike track down to the trail. I live in Park. So we did this, and we got shots of Phoenix Village, Fifth Avenue, we're going along, and we put it and posted it on Facebook.
One of the things that you could do as far as the live video aspect, because that would be a long video that someone maybe they wouldn't want to watch it. But the live aspect of it would be you get to a certain destination, you stop, then you go live to say, hey, I'm here, and then you can post it instantly on the internet. Yes, sir.
What's the best length of time you should post something to catch attention?
We're getting to that, but I'll cover it now. Probably 3 to 5 minutes is what you want to do as far as live video, but that depends on the type of video that you're doing. If you're just doing a quick tip, you want it to be instant. But the thing about live video, though, is that the longer you do live video, the more that social media is going to push it out. So Facebook, for example, allows you to do live video for up to 3 hours. And that whole time, it's pushing out that live video. I think Instagram is an hour, but the whole time it's saying, hey, you're live. You're live, and it's sending it out to all your followers. Heck yes, that's good. It's excellent because it's showcasing more people, the people that probably haven't seen you for a while because you haven't interacted with their page on social media, and all of a sudden you're going live. They're, oh my gosh, let me see what's going on. Yes, sir.
So live video reaches a lot more people than pre-done videos.
Right. Yeah, live video go anywhere from 5 to, 15 times more people. But I will tell you this, too, as far as social media is concerned. Social media likes all organic stuff. So all of your social media platforms love organic content. When I say organic, that means that it's information that's uploaded from your phone directly to, say, Instagram or directly to Facebook. Any links that you put on any social media channels will make the algorithm plummet. It will not share it with as many people because Instagram links don't really work that well. But let's just say LinkedIn and Facebook, for example. If you post a video from like your YouTube channel, a link, yes, it'll show that graphic that people can go to it, but it's not going to share that post with as many people.
Is there a way on Facebook to, I guess you're not supposed to do this, but like if you have a video that's already done and then you push it as a live video just to get more.
Oh, you mean a watch party? That would be considered a watch party on Facebook. You've got a video, you want to re-showcase it to some people. That's okay, yeah. Yeah, that's called a watch party because basically it's like, hey, I found some cool content. Let's go ahead and showcase this to some more people. And it's pretty much the same thing. It's going to push it up. Yes, it will, because Facebook wants that live interaction going, so it'll push it out to more people. Well, if with the watch party, if you've already got a video, you can just go onto Facebook and it gives you the option to do a watch party. And then once you do that, then your followers will say, oh, so-and-so's got a watch party going on. So then they can just watch the original content. I used to have to do that with, when I was one of the streaming services, I wasn't pushing my video out. So then I would take the video from like our company page and then I would create a watch party and then more people would see that video. But it's kind of a convoluted process, so I don't know if I necessarily would try to do a watch party. You would want to do live. So just go to your favorite social media channel, hit live, and then go and do your thing. Any other ideas that people can think of that they would do? Yes, ma'am?
I have done videos on the bed, rocking in place, and how it helps first-time homeowners or helps people with percentages on purchases of new construction.
I'll tell you, there's no such thing as a bad live video. There really isn't. So whatever idea that you have is going to be a good idea, as long as it's going to educate people and as long as it's going to entertain people as well. Those are your goals with your live video. Not to sell, but to entertain and educate. Yes?
I've seen some live videos and they seem very, they're not easy to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you suggest with regard, is there something that would stabilize it?
Yeah, they make gimbals where if you wanted to hold it, your phone, it'll stabilize your phone so it's not as shaky. Oh, you've got one?
They're just like you can put your phone in here and you can either hold it out or you can put it on like a tripod so that it just like can stay stable.
I was going to bring one of those.
I got you.
You got me, all right? I appreciate it. So part of social media is you have to recognize how strong your tribe is on social media. You can't just start doing live videos and people are like, well, where is this coming from? You've got to get your branding in order first. Got to get your branding in order. So what is a brand? Anyone care to say? Well, yeah, that's your image, you know. It's got to say something. Anyone else? What's your brand? That's part of it. It's who you are, what you represent, and how you help others. How are you helping others is your brand. Because people aren't going to be attracted to your brand if you're just always taking stuff away. But if you become a go-giver, then people are going to start recognizing you, and that's the brand that you have. You want to be the go-giver. I know there are many people out there that don't want to give away the shop. I don't want to give away too many details because then there's no reason for people to do business with me. Like, for example, I know in the real estate industry, it's like, well, why am I going to give tips on how to restage or how to do interior design? They're not going to call me. But we all know in this room that what's the percentage of people that try to sell their homes by themselves? It's pretty low, isn't it? What is it? If you're for sale by owner, what's the chance of you selling your own home? 7%? So it's a low number. So you know if you get this information out and Joe or Joan decide, man, I got all this information, I'm going to try to sell my own home. Ain't going to work. Ain't going to work. So put it out there. Nothing wrong with giving away the shop to let people know, hey, this is this is going to help you or at least give you some ideas as far as what you should do. And that's kind of to make the home selling or the home buying process a lot easier. It makes it easier for you to work with your buyers and sellers if you're not having to re-educate everyone over and over again. So that's your brand. But the other thing, too, with your brand on social media, you want to be the giver of information because more people are attracted to you. That's how you get people to focus on your social media pages, even your website. You want to always be constantly giving out that information because if you are, you're always top of mind because you're the person that solves other people's problem. And that's what business is about. It's about solving people's problems. And so once you embrace that on social media and get that as part of your brand, then you're going to get more people that are going to like you. And that's obviously where it has to start in order for you to get more people to like your live video, right? So that's a good question. Well, I've got that slide there, but I've got an answer for that. So your tribe is the most important thing because those are the people that are on your team. They're the ones cheering for you. They're the ones that when you post a live video, they're going to share that video with other people when it's all said and done. They're the ones that are going to be promoting you. They're the ones that are going to be referring you on to other people That's why your tribe is important. So I think the problem is many folks focus on, well, I need to build up the followers before I start doing live video. The thing you want to do on social media, and especially with live video, is to work with your current audience. That was interesting. But work with your current audience and get them to love your brand and to like your brand. And then they'll be the ones that'll be touting the horn and saying you're the best agent that they have ever worked with, or best title company. This brokerage is awesome. That's what you want. So one of the ways that you can buy your tribe or build your tribe online is to get out of the habit of collecting business cards. I know that sounds weird, right? But think about it. You get someone's business card. They switch jobs, switch careers. What happens? You lose contact with them, correct? Because you got an email address, maybe an address. But on social media, if you're connected to people, you're connected with them forever. Forever. So focus on getting more of your offline connections online. I know there's a ton of people that I've lost contact with over the years. Because how many of you send out for your real estate business, send out a newsletter? Once a month, twice a month, weekly? Once a month? Is that the average here, once a month? So have you looked, what do you use, MailChimp or Constant Contact when you send it? And okay, do you ever check the analytics as far as the bounce backs, as far as emails and stuff like that? Is increased over the years because of spam filters. I know Google for a fact will put your promotion emails into a folder called promotions. So then people don't even see your blog come through or your email come through. That's why it's important to repurpose that stuff on social media and to connect with people on social media. Because, I mean, we still utilize email, but we don't want a bunch of junk. But we'll get on social media and look at a bunch of junk, right? So doesn't make any sense. So that's why I say no business cards. And there's several ways that you can, why isn't that clicker working? Uh-oh. I think the battery died. But there's one quick way that you can do on social media to connect with people. So where are my LinkedIn folks in the audience? There's a cool trick I'll show you to get connections on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn has an ability, rather than you connecting with business cards, you can use LinkedIn to connect with people with QR codes. And all of the social media platforms except Facebook has QR codes. So what you can do is, so let's open up LinkedIn real quick. Because remember, through social media, you definitely want to build up your tribe online. So are we in LinkedIn? So once you're in LinkedIn, up in the upper hand corner where there's a search window, there's a QR code looking icon. Everyone see what I'm talking about? Okay. Did you get it? Okay. All right, so once you click on the QR code, it'll either bring up your phone's camera and it'll have scan or it'll have my code. So does everyone have this screen up, or at least their camera screen? Let me come to you and see. Everyone's got their LinkedIn code up. Are you on? Oh, you're in Safari. You've got to have the LinkedIn app.
Okay, and where is that now?
It's right here in the upper.
Oh, right there.
Yes. You've got to have the LinkedIn app. You can't just go to Safari or a browser and go to LinkedIn.com. You actually have to have the LinkedIn app on your smartphone. So, okay, now I need a volunteer. Okay, come on up, ma'am. And you are again?
Nancy Wright.
Okay, Nancy, so we're going to connect. So you can either choose, well, I'll choose scan, and then there's my code. So what I'm going to do is I chose scan. I'm going to aim my phone's camera towards Nancy's information, and lo and behold, it scans it, and then I'm connected with her on LinkedIn. We are connected. That's right. So does everyone get that? No. All right. So you've got the LinkedIn code up, right? Well, you've got to enable camera access for starters. So enable it. Okay, so with your camera up, I can go to my code, and let's say we're at a business meeting. So put your camera over that, and it should scan it. Now, if it's got a glare, it won't do it.
Yeah, it's got a glare.
I see that. So what you would do is you would switch to my code.
Okay.
So then I'm going to scan your code, and
There it is.
there it is. So I can hit connect, and Marty and I are connected.
But we need to be with that person to do this.
Yes, you do have to be with that person. So rather than exchanging a business card, you would just go, hey, let's connect on LinkedIn. That's building your audience. Same thing on all the social media platforms, because you want to be able to connect with people and build your audience up. So rather than getting a business card and trying to get permission for them to connect, then you can instantly do it because you're face to face. Because if you get a business card, you're like, hey, I need to, hey, like my Facebook page. So it's like one extra step that you have to do. You want to instantly get people onto social media so that you can get them, build up your audience and build up your brand to get more people to connect with you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I've got, excuse me, at the bottom of my screen, I've got share my code.
Yes.
Can you explain that?
Share my code means that you can save your code to your phone so that anytime you can email it to somebody, they can use their phone and it'll instantly connect to their social media. You could text it to them, yes. You could save it to your camera roll. Yeah, you could post it. Yeah, but the chances are that most people are looking at social media on their phone. They're not going to, you know what I mean? So it's kind of better to do it when you're face to face. It's better to do that connection when you're with people. So let's check out Instagram real quick, and then we'll move on to doing some actual video. So connecting with people on Instagram. Who has Instagram on their phone? All right, open up Instagram. So once you're in Instagram, down in the lower right-hand corner, there's your little picture. Click on it. Once you've got once you're at the main Instagram page, there's lines in the upper right-hand corner. You want to click on those. From the menu that pops up, you want to look for name tag. And once you click on name tag, you should have this on your phone. So then if you want to connect with someone on Instagram, you can either display your name tag or you can click at the bottom where it says scan a name tag. And what it'll do, you take your phone. I'm going to connect with Marty again. And there we are, Marty. We're connected. Yes.
Question, because I'm not on Instagram. Does the other person have to be on Instagram? They also have to have the app? And also with LinkedIn, both of you have to have the app for that.
Right, exactly.
So if the other person doesn't have it, that will
No, it won't do any good. Yeah. Did you get it? Okay, cool. And miraculously, my mouse switched and went to the QR code screen. But Facebook does not have, Facebook Messenger has a QR code, but not the actual Facebook app itself. And go ahead. On Instagram? No, it wasn't. Well, yes. It is. It is. One last cool trick, and then let's get on to some videos. Open up LinkedIn again. So there's a feature that LinkedIn has called Find Nearby, where it'll use your phone's Bluetooth to connect with everyone in the room. So if you're looking to build up a large following quickly, you can do it. So let's get to it. So on LinkedIn on the main screen, you want to go down to the lower right-hand, or excuse me, on your phone, the lower left-hand corner. There's an icon there that says My Network. And it may have some numbers next to it. Just click on My Network. Once you click on My Network, there's an icon in the lower right-hand corner of people with a plus sign. A little round circle icon. Do you see what I'm pointing out? Okay, click on that. Once you click on that, there's an icon or an option that says Find Nearby Off. You want to click on. And what will happen, it may ask you to turn on your phone's Bluetooth, enable it, but once you enable it and you've got the updated LinkedIn app, you'll start to see a list of people show up for LinkedIn. Here, let me come back and show you. My network. No, you're like way off. But that's okay. We're here to educate each other. No, you want to click here on that person there and then turn Find Nearby on. And then what the icons that show up under Find Nearby are, if you have a plus sign with a person, that means that you can connect with them. If it already has a message box, then that means that you've already connected with that person. Enable Nearby, yes. And enable Bluetooth if it comes up. Is everyone getting the connections or showing up? Building your tribe is important. If you want a strong video presence, you've got to connect with more people and get them to come to you. So any way that you can easily connect with people on social media, you want to do it. It eliminates the step. I see a waving hand back there. No, I'm not. Of course I will. Why don't you come up front so that we can... Yes, you. Yeah, come on so I can look at your phone. That way we can walk through it together, and then you can get personalized attention.
How come the NSA keeps coming up on me?
Whatever. That's not happening.
Even the first part I didn't get because I was trying to turn it on.
You've got it going. All you have to...
I got you, but I didn't get my next door neighbor.
Oh, well, she may not have it up. But what you want to do is you want to start connecting. Well, why not?
Mm-hmm.
You can't. You have to hit on each individual one. You got enough Gmail alerts coming in? So you got it, right. I don't know why your neighbor's showing up. You may need to have her come on down.
Yes,
That's
come
what,
on down, Linda.
Linda may not have it set up right.
But going to the first instance.
So you always want to start with My Network. So let's go back home. So you go to My Network, and then once you're there, you click on the plus sign with two people. Then you hit Find Nearby on.
I connected with you, and then I turned this off.
Why did you turn it off?
Oh, no, I turned it, it's
You
showing
keep
up as off.
I know, you keep jumping out of it. No, it's telling you that it's off, but then when you click it, you're turning it on.
Yeah.
Okay, so then just
But
sit
why
there.
won't it leave it on? Because every time I go out of it.
Yeah,
it
it
shuts
won't,
off
because for
automatically.
safety purposes, it uses Bluetooth. So as soon as you get out of it, it's going to turn it off.
That makes sense. Well, I could not get her, though. Yeah, but I'm the one, there I am, right there. That's me. You're not Linda. No, I'm Diane.
Oh my gosh. So did everyone get that? Oh, you're trying to get the LinkedIn app. Well, you'll have it, and we'll do it again later.
What is it when you get a check? Check mark.
Check mark means you've connected with them. So when you hit the plus sign, it means, yeah, you've sent them a connection request. Did you get it? Yeah.
No, I've got an old LinkedIn account that's
Oh, okay.
email. I don't even have that phone with me. So
You got Instagram, though?
I do.
Okay, good. Good. Get those connections. And LinkedIn is hot. So get on LinkedIn, and you want to sign up to live video, which we'll talk about. But let's move forward. Okay, here we are. Number one, the more you stream on social media, the better you're going to get at it. So you just need to do it. It's like the Nike ad. Just do it. And remember, the more you stream and the longer you stream with live video, the more people it's going to go out to. Because Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, am I forgetting one? YouTube, they want you to stream. And I will say this, yes.
TikTok's going to have longevity.
Heck, yes.
Think so?
Oh, yeah. I think so. I think so. But the good thing about TikTok, well, Facebook was a trend at one time, too. See, the thing about technology and the trends and stuff, because I know some people were like, well, I don't know if I want to embrace this because it may not be around. It all depends on what the general public wants. It's like the old VHS versus beta debate, or the LED versus plasma as far as televisions. Whichever one the general public gravitates to is the one that's going to be the popular pick. So TikTok is starting to be the same thing. It's quick, it's easy, it's video.
Felt like that Vine thing was going to have longevity too, but then Facebook and Instagram sort of trumped that.
Yeah, but Vine was more, I think there was kind of a Vine app, but Vine didn't really market the app the way that, let's say, TikTok or Facebook does. So that's why you're starting to see popularity with live video on TikTok. And part of it too is the way that the software is and what you can do with TikTok. TikTok allows you to obviously create a video. You can download the video to your smartphone, and then you can save that video onto other social media platforms. And as far as making just standard videos look eye-catching and appealing, TikTok does an excellent job of that because it has a lot of VR technology or virtual reality technology built into it. And it also just allows you to add a lot of pizzazz to your video. So with that said, if you could have a platform that allows you to share that to multiple social media platforms, it's going to become a popular tool. Because the one thing people hate most about social media, there's so many platforms out there. So it's like, how am I going to do live video? Funny story, and I'll explain this why. So there's a buff African-American bodybuilder on Instagram and on Facebook. His name is Titus Unlimited. And Titus looks like one of those fitness guys that all he does is drink protein shakes and works out. I mean, he looks like Adonis, obviously, but, in your daily life, you're not going to have a body like that unless you're working out 4 to 5 hours a day. So Titus posted, hey, I'm going live on Facebook. I'm going live on Instagram. And there is no platform that you can multi-stream from your phone. So Titus, how are you doing this? I posted that. And he wrote back, he's like, I got 2 phones. So he's got one phone logged into his Facebook account, one logged into his Instagram account. And of course, he's hitting the go button, and then he starts doing his video. But he's got, 2 different things. So that shows you the complexity of doing live video and why it's a good idea for you to start thinking now, which platform do you want to stream live on, and how am I going to repurpose that video, and, why you should repurpose that live video. Yes?
Okay, now Instagram's got a feature where if you post on Instagram, it'll share it with your Facebook page.
That's correct.
So that should save you a whole lot of trouble. But I do have a question.
That won't work with live video, though. But yes, you're absolutely right. So the statement was, if you didn't know this, Instagram and Facebook are the same company. So if you go on Instagram, it has a link that allows you to share from both your business page and your personal page to Facebook. So if you make a post on Instagram, whether it be a standard video or a photo or just text, you can then share that on. When you post it to Instagram, it'll automatically share it to Facebook. Guess I can show you real quick. It's pretty darn simple. We'll do that. Okay, so go into Instagram, and you've got to act like you're going to post something to Instagram. So get to the point right when you post. Yes.
So is it best to post your video on Instagram or Facebook?
That depends on where you build your audience. Because when you do live video allows you to only stream from one platform. So you're going to have to pick which platform you're going to do it from. Or if you do it from your computer, there's an option that allows you to stream live to everything. But you have to be on a computer to do that. And I'll talk about that later. But as far as posting, in my opinion, it's a good idea to post to all of the social media platforms that you can post to, because you never know where you're going to find your next buyer or seller online. So you're going to make me walk all the way over here. Oh, okay, you see it now. I figured if I took my time, you would figure it out. Yes.
So we're not sure how to do that.
What are we looking at?
Just trying to, I have I'd like to be able to get Facebook and Instagram synced so that when I want to do a picture.
Let me see your tablet. So I'm not gonna post.
Okay, you're not going to post it, but you're just going
Yeah, it's just gonna show you. Well, here, let's go to a photo. So there's that. So what you have to do is get to the very end where you're about to post and see when you slide that, that's once you slide that over,
It does it.
it'll do it automatically. So it's already set up.
Thank you.
No problem. Yes.
I have two Facebook pages, personal and
Business one, yes.
and it keeps insisting on wanting to post my business page. I can't seem to switch it to my personal page.
When you're doing video or just a regular post? Because with an Instagram account, when you go to a business account, it's only going to go to your business page. So the thing about Instagram, you can have multiple Instagram accounts. You can have one for your business page and you can have one for your personal page. Because I've got both. I've got a personal Instagram account, then I've got one for our company. So, but the problem is, well, I take that back. The problem is with Instagram, if you switch to Instagram business, then it's going to go to your Facebook business page, not to your personal page. And the challenge with Instagram, you want to choose the free business account because you can look at the analytics of your videos and of your standard post online. So you could switch your Instagram back to a personal account. Oh,
I go incognito because I couldn't figure out how else to do it. So whenever I'm doing anything in the business accounts, I go incognito on that.
well, I don't know if that would do it because incognito just basically blocks your cookies from other websites from seeing what. I'll have to look at your phone later to see how that works. So, but yeah, like I said, it's all about relationships as far as going live. And you want to focus on telling stories when you're live videos. Again, it's not, hey, I'm the best real estate agent. It's about you telling stories and getting that information out so that people can enhance their lives through your live videos. Another personality that I know is Hungry Girl, Lisa Lillian. She goes live from what they call Hungryland, her place in California, and she'll just quickly do easy to make recipes from just stuff that you can get from like Target or Walmart. And she just does it in a live video like every Wednesday. So those are the types of stories that you want. And the thing I hate to say about social media and live video, it's a numbers game. It's all a numbers game. It's all about getting those numbers. But you've got to focus on your tribe first in order to get those numbers. Because obviously with the algorithm, the more people that you have on your social media accounts, the more people are going to see your live videos. But at the same time, you really do want to just focus on your tribe first and make sure that your videos are out there.
So you could actually share it with one person who has 3,000 contacts. Okay,
That's right. If your video is that appealing, then yeah, they'll go directly. That's what you want to happen. So number 2 is my favorite one. Always invest in the best equipment. And we had this conversation yesterday as far as the equipment that you could use for doing that. And I went back to that slide of that guy. So here, let's go forward. There we go. But that's the best equipment that you really need to go live is your smartphone. So where are my iPhone users? I'm shocked. Android users, obviously. Yes. Doesn't matter what you have. Camera on both of those phones is phenomenal. You don't need to buy any extra equipment to go live. But if you have a desktop set up at home, then it's a possibility that you need extra equipment. So if you didn't want to use your smartphone with the, can I see your tripod again? So let's say you didn't want to use your smartphone with the tripod. And what's this brand?
Oh, it's something cheap on Amazon.
Oh, well,
It's easy.
you can also, let's go back. So if you wanted to do live video like in front of your computer, you can't always rely on the camera that's built into your laptops, and I know everyone has a laptop here. So if you have a Mac laptop, and where are my Mac users? There's a good chance that your Mac camera on your laptop is going to be pretty decent. Windows users have to be a little careful because if your laptop is not within 2 or 3 years, you may have to buy a webcam. And you might want to write this down because this is the best webcam on the market, and it ain't expensive. It's a Logitech 920C webcam. And it runs around $80. Logitech. It's a 920C webcam. As in Charlie, yes. Or Cobra. Cat. 920C as in Charlie. It runs around $70, $80. They have different models. But I mean, it's probably one of the best high-def webcams out there. And it's a webcam that obviously you want to use if you're going to do live video from your desktop computer. But like I said, if your laptop, if that's your primary focus, I'm not saying go out and buy a desktop computer. Just make sure that your laptop, if you're going to do live video from your laptop, that your laptop is at least, I would say, 3 to 4 years old or newer to have a high-def webcam on it. And if you have an older laptop, you're like, man, it works, I don't want to go out and buy new equipment. Just get an external webcam to use. A cheap investment. If you're doing it at home from a desktop or even from your laptop, your microphone for your webcam may not be good enough. So that's the Blue Yeti microphone. And those retail on Amazon for about $120, sometimes cheaper.
What's it called?
The Blue Yeti, like the abominable snowman. Y-E-T-I, Yeti. Yeah, Yeti. Yeah, 1 T. Did I say 2 T's? Oh, I didn't think I did, but sometimes I forget. That is a microphone. They also make the Yeti snow cone too, which is a pretty decent microphone as well. Yes? No, this is more for desktop usage. If you have a smartphone, you really don't need a boom microphone in order to work with your smartphone.
Well, let's say I've got my iPhone set up on something like that, and I'm outside or
They do make external microphones that you can buy for that. But for the most part, if you're doing live video, then the microphone in your iPhone is good enough. Yeah. Now, I know some people will get microphones if they're doing live video from their smartphone and they have like multiple guests if they're doing a live show. Then they may do that. No, I sure don't. Yeah, it would be Bluetooth. Yeah, I mean, as far as that's concerned, any brand would be good. But the thing with desktops, why I highlight that is because not every microphone that they make for a Mac or a Windows computer is going to be good enough to do like a podcast or a live video with it. So that's why I recommend that. But for most live videos on your smartphone, especially when you're starting out, you don't want to get overcomplicated with your equipment. And that's what I should highlight first. Before you get into this, don't just go out buying a bunch of equipment just for the sake of saying, heck, I'm going to go and do this live video, because you're going to end up spending a lot of money and you're not going to use the stuff. So when you start out, use your phone. I did. And I'll tell you, my first live videos, they look like crap. They look bad. Background's horrible. Believe it or not, I did my first live videos behind, I had the old wood paneling. It was in the basement. Because I'm like, I'm just going to focus on the content. I'm going to focus on the equipment at all. So that's and they look horrible. It was good content, but the quality was bad. And then finally, obviously, if you do live video, you've got to be in an area with good Wi-Fi, whether at home or out in the field. So before you do live video, make sure that you've got a good LTE signal from your carrier. Or if you're doing it at home, make sure you have a strong Wi-Fi, because there's nothing worse than trying to go live and then your video is just like sputtering and all over the place and cutting out. Yes?
side note, I had an iPhone 6.
Mm-hmm.
Changed the photo from facing out, looking to you, no longer can hear and record voice.
That may have been your particular iPhone 6, because my first videos were done on an iPhone 6, and you're going to love this. So just to show how rudimentary my first videos were, I was doing tech tips. So I had a computer screen. I had my iPhone 6. And so I would start with it on me, because I'm like, well, people want to see my face. And then I would hold it in my left hand, and then I would flip it, because I could flip it to the front-facing screen. And it was just shaky, but people got the gist of what the tip was. But the microphone worked, so there may have been a flaw with your iPhone that caused that to happen, because I would flip it, and it would record it, and it would do it. Do you still have your iPhone 6 or?
No, I went to Apple, they said there's no fix for it. I went to the Apple website and they acknowledged that that's a flaw in the system.
Was it a 6 or a 6 Plus that you had? Was it a 6 Plus? It may have been your particular iPhone because for years, the first videos that I did that exact same thing. I had the front facing and then I would flip it to the camera and it would record the sound the whole time. So may have been that your model of phone. Lighting is important too. And I posted this slide because, true story, when I do my live videos, and you can go to my YouTube channel, you think, oh man, Burton's got all this customized lighting. No, it's a LED light bulb that I've got with the lampshade off. It's a lamp, literally a lamp that's just focused on my face. But lighting is very important too before you do live video. That clicker doesn't work. So you got to know the rules because, like I said, you need to figure out which platform is going to work best for your live videos. So know the rules. Know the rules for every platform before you're like, man, I'm just going to get on TikTok and start doing live videos. So that's the number one rule right there. And I try to allude to this earlier. Be you when you go live. Don't try to be anybody else. Rule number one. Now, as far as the social media platforms, you really have to decide which one's going to work for you before you get started. So for Instagram, let's talk about Instagram and the rules. So Instagram has two apps that you can use. You can use the IGTV app to do live video, or you can do live within the Instagram app. So Instagram will allow you to do up to an hour of live video on it. It'll save it to IGTV, which is basically Instagram TV, and it is kind of like the Instagram's version of YouTube, because there's all sorts of videos that people have done live or organic and just uploaded to IGTV. One of the main rules with Instagram as far as video is concerned, you got to hold your phone vertical when you do videos on Instagram.
Is it preferred to do one over the other, IGTV or through Instagram Live?
It doesn't matter which one you use. It's all the same. But think about that when the types of videos that you want to do, because on Instagram, it's got to be vertical. Now, there are people that have uploaded organic videos to IGTV that are from YouTube, because there's a lot of YouTubers out there, myself included, that are like, I want my videos to, as far as repurposing them, to go to IGTV so that other people can see it. So what you would have to do is that horizontal video that you took on YouTube, you'd have to figure a way to get it so that you can upload it vertically to Instagram, and then people just can turn their phones and look at your live video. So that's something to consider. There's with the video, there's an app. Well, if you're a Mac user, all you need to do is go into, and the program name always escapes my mind. What's the photo editing program or the video editing program in Mac? iMovie. You just go into iMovie and you just rotate the video around. On a Windows computer, there's a free Windows app that allows you to rotate your videos from like horizontal to vertical. So that way, but again, what you want to focus on first is actually creating the live video. You don't want to get into the ins and outs and do I want to upload my YouTube video? Because if you're not doing it on a regular basis, you really haven't reached that stage yet. And that's something you really don't want to overcomplicate your brains with. Yes? Not live video. Live video is just organic to that platform. It's back to the story of Titus. Titus has two phones when he goes live, because when you go live, it's only to that platform. Now, you can repurpose that live video because you have the option to save it to your phone. And then with that video, you can share it to like Facebook and stuff like that. I'll tell you what the trend is. The trend right now is for people to stream to all of the platforms through Restream.io. Restream.io. And we talk about this more, or I talk about this more later on. That is the current trend as far as live video for influencers, because you want to be able to hit all platforms at once. And unfortunately for Restream.io, there ain't no app for it. You have to do it in front of a computer. Yes, and Restream.io is starting to get when you get into production style video. Because in order to use Restream.io, you have to use OBS Studio. And OBS Studio requires you to have 2 monitors in order to work with it easier. That's what I'm saying. You want to baby step it. But I mean, once you start doing live video, you will get into that mindset of, I want better quality videos. I want better content. What do I need to do? So that's why I said it's important for you to kind of focus on which platform do you want to stream your live video first. Then get your craft down as far as what types of content you're going to share on a regular basis with your live video. Then you can start upgrading to, well, now I want to be able to stream out to all of the platforms at once. Now, that's not to say that technology is not coming down the road at some point, but as of right now, the only way that you can restream is through a service like Restream.io, and it's not an expensive, it's not a cheap service. You can do a few channels for free, but Restream, it really requires commitment to doing live videos on a regular basis. At least weekly. If you're doing live videos at least once a week, and you've got your format. This is the time I'm going to do my live videos. This is the format of my live videos. That's when you start thinking about, I'm going to graduate and get a cam and set it up on my, To do video? I always say anytime after lunch, but I talk about more of the details later on in the presentation. So those are the rules with Instagram. You got to do it vertically. Well, that's it. So you just have to think about that. And you've got an hour of content to do it live on Instagram. Now, LinkedIn has live, which is a big advantage to people on LinkedIn, because if you have a live video on LinkedIn, obviously it's going to go out to more people. But the downside about LinkedIn is that you have to sign up to be a LinkedIn live user because it's in beta mode. And the thing with LinkedIn is that you have to prove that you are going to share valuable content before they grant you access to LinkedIn Live. It took me 8 months to get approved for LinkedIn Live. 8 months. But I had to constantly show on my LinkedIn channel as far as repurposing those live videos that I was sharing to YouTube and to those other platforms on LinkedIn to show that I was an influencer and that I would be accepted as a LinkedIn Live user. And even if you get LinkedIn Live, you still have to utilize OBS Studio. And it's a complicated process, but it's valuable because of the reach that LinkedIn has. And there's not a lot of people that are doing live video. That's the appeal. Everyone's doing live video on Instagram and Facebook, but on LinkedIn, it's few and far between. So when that live pops up, people are like tuned in instantly. Yes. You can upload organic video to LinkedIn, yes, but not live video unless you're approved to do it. So if you didn't know, LinkedIn allows you to upload video. But the rule with video uploaded to LinkedIn, if you decide to take and repurpose your video to LinkedIn, it has to be 10 minutes or less in order to be uploaded to LinkedIn. You can view anyone who goes to LinkedIn Live, but you can't post a live video to LinkedIn until you're approved. But it's a worthwhile goal to go after, because I don't know how long LinkedIn is going to be in beta. It's been in beta for close to a year now. That could last another 2 or 3 years. So you might want to start getting your video game on, so that way you can get on LinkedIn and have your videos shown to more people.
Is there a charge for LinkedIn?
It's free. Do you have a question? Well, for the past, 5 or 6 years, I've been uploading videos to LinkedIn, but I'm sure they looked at other platforms too, like YouTube and Facebook Live and Periscope Live. Look at all that stuff. So it wasn't like they just looked at what your content you put on LinkedIn. They looked at all of your channels, because one of the questions when you fill it out, they ask, do you live stream to other platforms? And so you fill that out, and then, they look at everything. They look at everything. Twitter with Periscope, I think it's 3 hours of live video with Periscope or Twitter, but it doesn't matter the format. You can do it both vertically and horizontally. Now, the difference between the two, when you're thinking about doing your videos, I'm kind of vain, so I always like to film videos horizontally with my phone. Some people like vertical. And most Instagram folks will film vertically. They kind of chastise the YouTubers because we're all horizontal. But you have to think about, what if someone's watching your video on a computer or a large screen TV? I'm not a fan of the dark bars on the side. So that's why I always film horizontally with my phone. But that's just me. You can film it however you want to, but that's just something for you to think about. So Facebook, 3 hours of live video, obviously anyone. And people didn't realize this. Facebook, like LinkedIn, started out with their live videos in beta mode too. And then they rolled it out to the general public. But it was a lot quicker with Facebook, because Facebook was going up against Periscope or Twitter as far as trying to get that live technology out to all of their users. But up to 3 hours, it doesn't matter how you do it. You can even, the good thing about Facebook Live and some of the other platforms, you can do this too. You can flip from cameras during your live video. You can do the front to back. As long as you don't have an iPhone 6 Plus, should work. And the other thing that you should realize about Facebook Live, because how many people have done live videos like recently on Facebook? Do you save those videos to your phone when you're done, or do you just post it and be done? You should save them always. Always. Facebook gives you that option to save your video. Some of the other platforms do too, but always save those videos because you want to repurpose them at some point. Now here's the funny one, TikTok. On your phone, when you're done with your live video, you get the little circle when it's buffering to finish, and it'll make a noise like a ringer or a ding. And then if you look off to the left-hand side, there's an option that says save. So you can click on it, and then it'll save it to your phone. The other option on the right is to save the video as a high-def video. And then, because what it does is it actually records the video on your phone, but then it buffers it to Facebook or to any social media platform. So then the good thing about saving the video, if your live feed goes horribly wrong and you save the video, your video should be the original content. So then you could upload the good video later on to say, well, because the video sucked, then here's the real copy of it. Yes? I'll always do. Yeah, always. It just takes up more room on your phone, but I would imagine most of you have newer phones that have the storage capacity in them. You got to do it at that moment. So one of the things before you go live on any of the platforms is to make sure you've got enough storage room on your phone, because it'll post the video up to the social media channel as a stream. But the problem is that when you go to save it to your phone, if you don't have enough room, it's not going to save it. So you always want to save that video, because you will always want to repurpose that video. So yeah, we're talking about TikTok. So TikTok allows you to do live video, but here's the catch. You have to have 1,000 followers on TikTok. 1,000. Same thing with YouTube. I just found this out yesterday. Same thing with YouTube. You have to have 1,000 YouTube followers on your YouTube account in order to live stream from your smartphone. And like I said, you have to think about what platform you want to stream from. Yes. That's true with all social media companies. So it doesn't really matter. I mean, with any free platform, technology-wise, the products, it means it's not about the product. It means you're the product. So with you giving your information to TikTok or to Facebook or to LinkedIn or to whoever, they can do whatever they want with their data because you've agreed to the terms of service.
Well, that's why I was skeptical too. Apparently, foreign companies are collecting data, and apparently they won't let the U.S. government or military enlisted men download the app itself because potentially it's watching.
Right. It's like Kaspersky antivirus. Kaspersky is a Russian company. Government took Kaspersky off of all of their government computers. Doesn't mean that the guy Kaspersky was actually spying, but they were just taking precautions. But again, it's up to you if you want to utilize social media or utilize any of those platforms. If you're unsure about using TikTok, then yeah, by all means, don't use it. Same thing with any of the social media channels. Right, exactly. Not much you can do. But yeah, YouTube, 2 hours worth of video, live. Got to have 1,000 followers on YouTube in order to live stream from the app. Now, if you live stream from your desktop or laptop computer, anyone can do that with YouTube. It's just from the app if you live stream. So if you have an active lifestyle and you want to live stream when you're on the go, then you just know that if you're going to make YouTube your preferred channel, that you have to have 1,000 followers to do it from the app. Okay. All right. So let's move on to our fourth tip, which is to make sure that you engage with your audience during live video. That is the biggest mistake many people make when they are doing live video. It's not engaging. I think part of it is that when you're doing live video, you're probably just scared. I won't say the word, but you're just scared. You're like, I'm doing a live video. So you acknowledge people to let them know that they're watching, because you want it to be like a conversation, whatever live video you do. So you always give shout outs when people pop up and they're viewing your video, or they're liking and loving your live videos. Always give shout outs because that makes people feel important. You know, I'll tell you an inside story. So the last live video I did Wednesday, I was traveling. So I pre-recorded it. And of course the video's going. And then I had to monitor like all the social media accounts to make sure that people weren't commenting and posting. So of course this pre-recorded video is going. I'm live, right? But it's sending it out live. So obviously if people are making comments, I'm still having to go through and interact with people. So I was cheating because LinkedIn says you're not supposed to do pre-recorded videos, but I had no choice. But you want it to be a conversation. You want to be like we're having now. You know, I always say I hate lecturing because I don't want to come up in the front of the room and sound like a teacher. I want to be able for us to engage, and so that we can all learn from each other. Because a lot of times I learn from people in the audience as far as different tips and techniques that are out there. But I want you guys to get the most of everything that's going on. And the same thing with your audience. You want your audience to get the most out of the video experience. And you want to connect. You want to connect. So always make it a conversation mode. Never make it, when you go live, never make it about you. Make it about the people and the information that you're sharing back and forth with them. Connect with influencers, and especially, always want to connect with influencers. You can tag them, connect with them. But we're regular old people. It's like a good old handshake, saying, hey, I know you're there. I see you, is what a lot of people will say. And you can do unexpected things during live videos. I mean, this lady here looks like she's jumping off a cliff, right? But it doesn't matter, because we had that experience this morning of something unexpected during a video. So if that happens, a little critter pops up in your video, it's okay. You freak out, throw your phone down. That just makes the experience more more engaging. So live video does not have to be perfect video. Doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be polished. Now, if you were doing tutorials, then maybe it has to be polished. But for the main purpose of live videos is just for people to engage and get to know you. So it's okay if something stupid happens, like if your phone falls down. So I'm sure you've seen live video where people are filming and the phone hits them in the face. That's okay if you do that. Nothing wrong with it. So as long as you're your fun, playful, professional self when you do live videos, that's kind of what you want to do. So the other thing that you want to do during your live video broadcast is to ask questions, to get your audience members to respond. One of the good live videos you can do is if you just ran out of content, but you're like, man, I know I need to do a live video. Everyone realizes there's a national day for everything, right? Like today is National Day of something. Does anyone know what national? No? You look like you know what it is. There's always something. No, it's not. Oh, is it? See? Give me a potato tip. Oh my gosh, of course you would say that. Drink vodka. That like went over my head. I'm like, now oh, okay, yeah. So, but yeah, National Day events are good ways to do live video. So like, let's say you had a favorite eatery and it's National Cheeseburger Day. So you go to your favorite cheeseburger place, say, hey, I'm at whatever. I almost said Five Guys, but I don't want to say that because it's a chain. Everyone knows Five Guys. But, I mean, yeah, I know there's a guy that went viral. Speaking of Five Guys, he went to Five Guys, right? Recorded this video of his first time eating at Five Guys. Guy did the live video in his car. So he just came out of Five Guys, and he's eating this burger, and of course he's just, he's like an ecstasy because his Five Guys burger is really good, And that kind of gives you an idea of places you can do video. You can do live video in your car. Some people do live video driving, which I think is stupid, even though their phone is mounted. There's a lady, I had to unfollow her on Facebook. She was a comeback coach. She's always got her phone mounted in her car as you're driving. Oh yeah, my day was this, that. Her videos would be like 45 minutes of rambling nothing. So have purpose when you do your live videos. But the unexpected is okay, and make sure that you ask questions. So if you ever want to see a funny video that became viral, it's called Damn Burger. That's the guy who went to Five Guys and ate, and it went viral. They made a song out of it. So they like spliced the video. So it's like this guy is talking, but they added auto-tune to it. So he sounds like he's singing about this burger. And he keeps going, damn, 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 about how good the burger is. And they just made a song out of it. So it's just crazy. So you never know how far your videos will go. That dang clicker. Come on, clicker. Yes. Once the ads on YouTube, I forget how many views. I think it's 1 million views or something like that. You start to get the residuals of it. So who's ready to do a live video? Come on. We're doing a live video. Yes. Yes. So before we do that, have you decided what platform you want to do a live video on? Now, nobody in here can do TikTok, right? Because no one in here has 1,000 followers on TikTok, is there someone in here who's got 1,000 followers on TikTok? I don't think so. I know I don't. LinkedIn ain't going to happen because none of you have LinkedIn Live accounts. I have one, but it's not going to work on my phone. So with that said, have you really decided what you're going to do a live video about, what your topic is going to be? I threw a lot of ideas out here, and you've got your own life experiences that you could do. So did everyone have good luck doing live video? And yes. Well, if you've already posted it if you did Facebook and you already posted it, then you can't save it. You've got to wait when it's done, then it gives you the option to save it and download it to your phone. Yes, you can go in and it'll, just like a standard post, you can go in and just delete it out. Yeah, it's not on there permanently. You can just delete it out later on if you want to. Okay, let's go ahead and get started and wrap things up. So did you find it pretty easy to go live? And just, I mean, I know it was like a nothing topic, but that's kind of the way that you want to get started. You want to just be able to just do it live and not worry that much about it. Okay, so tip number 5 is that, yes, it's live, but it doesn't mean that you can't promote. One of the things I bet none of you did when you did your live video was to say who you are, who you represent, and how to contact you. You don't want to do that at the beginning of the video. You always want to do it at the end. You always want to call to action with your live videos. There's nothing wrong with it because people want more information. So all the videos that you see that are live or that are organic usually have a call to action. So what do you want people to do at the end of your video? Do you want them to call you if they have real estate needs? Do you want them to call you if they want to, or if you want them to follow your YouTube channel? Do you want them to tune in every week to your live stream? Put a call to action. Put a call to action. One of the funniest things I saw with a video, it was for a company out of Missouri called Missouri Star Quilt Company. They're global. They're global. Any quilters in the room? No one quilts. Man. Obviously. But Missouri Star Quilt Company started out with live videos, or actually organic videos, posted to YouTube. One of the funniest videos I saw with graphics is, you know, on some videos you have the overlay with subscribe and all the graphics and stuff like that. This video had actual stick with the actual picture on it. So when it got to subscribe, it was just a handheld stick that said subscribe. But it was a call to action at the video that was very different than a lot of the stuff that you'll see out there. So there's nothing wrong with promoting at the end of your video after you've given out information, because you want people to get more information about who you are and what you do. So it's okay to give that shout out. Now, the thing that you want to do when you do your live videos is to introduce yourself. So I always start off with, to make everyone feel included and to make sure when you repurpose that video that it's timeless, is, hey everyone, it's technology expert Burton Kelso. That's an identifier. I'm addressing my audience, and I'm also identifying who I am. And then I end my videos with, you know, hey, if you want to find more great I always screw that up. Always find great tech tips. Follow me on social media. Or you could even hold up your business card if you wanted to during a live video. You always have them on you, right? Say, hey, just call me. Or if you get more sophisticated, you can have an actual graphic that has like your logo and stuff, like I do on my YouTube channels. But there's nothing wrong with the call for action. Just make sure that it's not advertising that you're the best of or whatever. Just state who you are and what you do. So I always end with, I'm Burton Kelso. For more great information, follow me on YouTube, follow me on all the social media platforms, and leave it at that. But there's nothing wrong with you if you have any questions about, if you take questions. So make sure before you do it and put that call to action out there, make sure that you're in a position to take questions, because there's nothing more disappointing for people to get a call to action and then they're like, oh my gosh, I tried to reach out and I wasn't able to get a hold of somebody.
So do they show up as a message on your screen in the live video, or
What do you mean?
when you take a question, does it just?
Oh, if you take questions during your live video, it will pop up in your feed with so-and-so asked you a question.
And then you can just reply during the video?
You can just reply to the video. You don't have to type in a response. But this is something else to think about. What do you want to do with your videos? If the video is intended to just be a live video, the interaction is great, because basically you're doing a live video for that time and that place. But if you're looking to repurpose that video, like if you're starting a series where you want people to look at it and feel included, you may not want to answer some of the questions that are being asked during the video. You can respond to them after the video, to, you know, if you want to make the video itself a little bit timeless. And I hope that makes sense to everybody.
Like I'll answer all questions after the video?
You could say that, or usually during a live video, unless your show is a Q&A type of live show, some people don't really expect it as long as you get back to them in a reasonable amount of time. But just for the sake of the video, you really want to think about, what do I want to do with this video when I'm done with it? Because if you're in an event, then it's okay to respond to people in the video. Because think about it, if you repurpose it later, it's going to sound odd with someone watching the video and you're talking to Todd or whoever during the video. But if you just make it kind of generic, then it allows you to repurpose that video because you're not addressing any audience members. So usually most of my YouTube live videos are generic. I'll say hey to everyone. People will ask questions, but then I'll just type them after I'm done with the live stream to let them know that I've answered their question. So it's always important, regardless if you do it during the video or after the video, to respond to them. But like I said, it's the purpose of your video. Most impromptu live videos, it's okay to respond to people during the video because you're not going to repurpose that video. But if your goal is I'm trying to put this collection of videos together that I want to be able to have a tech tip series or a real estate tip series or a cooking series or gardening series, then you want it to be a little bit more generic. Because one of the things that you have to realize with video is that when you repurpose it, your videos are going to trump, especially on YouTube and any of the social media platforms, they're going to trump anything you put on your website. It's a good idea to repurpose your videos and put them on your website, but the social media channels trump any website SEO or search engine optimization. So that means if someone's looking for a how-to video on gardening or whatever, those videos that you post to YouTube or Facebook are going to appear more prominently in a Google search than just anything that you would have put on your website. So that's something to consider too. And it depends on how you want to be found too. If you're using hashtags for Naples, is a Naples realtor, and you want people to find that, you want to add that into your videos. So that way those videos pop up. Because if people are starting to see that you've got a catalog of videos, then they're going to be more trusting of you as opposed to just the regular agents that are just listed like during a Google search. Yes. Yes. Well, if you repurpose your video on any other platform, then yes, you want to put that hashtag in. But in your live video, there's not the tools that allow you to do that. Live video is just what comes up on the screen. You can add graphics and stuff like that. Now, sometimes you can. Sometimes, like on Instagram, you can add like hashtags and stuff like that, but not all instances, especially if you're just going live on the fly, or you're going to have the time to put all that stuff in. But if you're on a platform that allows you to do it, like Instagram or Facebook, that allows you to either tag someone, a place, or use a hashtag, then definitely you want to use it. But remember, depends on how you want that video to be viewed. If you're just doing it live for the moment, maybe you just want to include those hashtags because you're doing it for the moment. But if you're going to repurpose that video, then all those graphics and stuff you may want to leave out because you're thinking, I'm just going to upload this to YouTube and for people to get general information on. Because if someone is looking for a how-to, then they're not going to want all the graphics and stuff in the video. And I hope that makes sense. Think of it as like when you look for a how-to video on YouTube. Everyone's done that, correct? So maybe you have the banner of the company, you've got whoever the person is, and then of course you've got the call to action at the end of the video. So, but you don't want all that junk if you're looking for a how-to. You just want to get to the meat of how to solve the problem you're having. So if those are the types of videos that you're doing, it's okay. If you're interviewing someone through a live broadcast, that's another thing too. If it's an influencer, if it's someone well-known in the community that you're interviewing, you may not want all of those in the video. Now on the actual post, if you schedule it live, you can go back and add all that in later.
That's how you do it, so you go live and then you go back in and edit the post?
You can, yes. It just depends on how you want to use that video. Does that make sense?
I'm just trying to figure out how would you add the hashtags?
Oh, you just go in and edit the comments on the video. Because when you do live, it just shares it to social media like a regular post. So then on everything except Twitter, you can go back in and edit whatever you whatever you want to do.
So you could put a title on it, you could do,
Exactly. Yes. When do you, what time to do the video, or just when to do it? Well, if you're doing an interview with somebody, people are going to be focused on the interview. So if you're doing it live, then you would want to wait till the video was posted. Then you can go back in and edit the caption and all that stuff later. Because people are scrolling through their social media feeds online, then they'll see what the caption is about. But if they go live, they're just going to instantly go and see what the video was about. Now, when you go live, you can put a title for your video. Yeah, you can put a subject for your video. But I'm talking about all the fancy graphics that sometimes people will put in videos. You have to decide when that's appropriate for the type of video that you're doing. Because, I mean, you can do it, but if you're doing a how-to video, people don't want to see that. But if you're just doing a fun, goofy live video just for the sake of doing it, then that's okay. But that video is not going to have longer legs if you repurpose the video, because if you've got all that distraction in the way, people aren't going to stay tuned into your video. So obviously hashtags are important because people follow hashtags, especially on Instagram. And on LinkedIn, they follow hashtags. So you want to think about what hashtags you want to use in your videos in order to attract more people. So you don't want it to be all real estate, real estate, real estate, especially if you've gone off and decided, well, I want to do gardening. I want to do traveling. You want to put those hashtags in because hashtags are going to lead you to a different audience. So if you just focus on real estate and Naples, and that's only going to focus on one area. So that's why in the beginning, I'm like, what are your passions? What are things that you're passionate about? Because it leads to other avenues. If you're always thinking real estate, only thing if you do hashtag realtor or real estate, what are you going to get? Other agents. You're looking for buyers and sellers. So you have to look into areas that you're going to get your buyers and sellers from. So investigate your hashtags. Naples is good. Florida is a good hashtag. But specialize. Kind of get specialized on the hashtags that you want to use. And a rule as far as hashtags are concerned, I always recommend using 5 or less hashtags. Now on Instagram, you've got a max of 30 hashtags. And they work, but then it begins to look like an advertisement if you're using too many hashtags in your post. So you want to use as little as you can. And there's nothing wrong with using a variety of different hashtags. Of course, you want to use your main hashtag of yourself or your business. But if you maybe wanted to do anything to do with the home, maybe you did a live video on quick gardening tip, or a live video on an influencer in an area, or like a staging tip. You can put those hashtags in there and mix them up. It'll help get you to a wider audience. Yes? Well, 30 on Instagram, it won't let you do more than 30. But on Facebook and LinkedIn and even obviously Twitter, I would say 5 would be the max that you would want to use. So here's a good example of branding on social media to kind of get people geared to what type of content or what type of personality that you are when they find you. So as you can see, I've got my professional headshot photo, which is what you want on all of your social media channels. You want you want it on everything so that when people find you on one platform, they can find you on everything. Same thing with your banner. You want your banner on there so that people understand what it is that you do. And I know there's certain rules as far as your banner and real estate is concerned because of trademarks with the word, realtor, and so be careful. But the main important thing is your name and then maybe a banner of what you do. Because my slogan that I always use on social media, I don't think it's up there, but I love technology. I love helping people. Well, no, I love technology. I've read all the manuals, and I want people to get more from the technology that they use. That's the slogan that I use. Same thing on, that's Twitter. Or I guess that's LinkedIn because it's got like the thing up there. I don't know how that bled through on that presentation. And that was Twitter, and then Instagram doesn't have a banner, but it does have a photo, and it basically says what I do. But with your videos, you want to practice, always get into the habit of giving information, giving out valuable tips to people. Always, always, always. Give them something to walk away with. Because if you don't, people aren't going to tune in. It's okay to do the occasional goofy video, but always entertain and educate people. That is the goal with your live videos. Now, we were talking earlier about OBS Studio. That's the logo for it. This is for when you become a little bit more hardcore into doing live videos. Now, OBS they make for Windows and Macintosh computers. And it's basically free video production software. It allows you to view your webcam. If you were in my industry, it allows you to show your screen. Like maybe you wanted to do a video on why Zillow is so horrible. And let's say you wanted to go look at some Zillow listings and show it on the computer screen while people are looking at their phone. You could do this with OBS Studio because it allows you to focus on your webcam. Then it allows you to focus on your desktop computer screen so that you can show people how to look for stuff. But OBS is free. It's a little complicated. So if you're not an IT person, OBS Studio may not be for you. So number 6, consistency is very important, somewhat. When I talk about consistency, I'm talking more about a scheduled time as far as your video posts are concerned. Now, I will tell you this. With social media, and it doesn't matter what you're using on social media, anything after lunch is a good time to post anything. During the early mornings, people are worried about work, what they do. But when you're posting in the afternoon, people are like, I'm kind of done with work. So they get on social media.
But aren't there statistics about like the best times? Like there are certain times a day.
There are certain times a day that work, but I mean, just overall, as far as doing video, like LinkedIn is like from, what is it, from 8 to 9, and then after lunch from like 11 to 3, because the thing is that after lunch people aren't or done with work stuff, and LinkedIn's considered like the work network. Like Instagram, for example, as far as live video is concerned, usually afternoon to late nights is the preferred time to post on Instagram because Instagram is considered more of a casual, younger crowd app. Twitter, since it's more of a newsy type of business app, it's like early in the morning and like immediately after lunch till like 3 o'clock. So there's variables, but just overall, as far as not trying to pinpoint the best absolute time to get and do your live video, a good practice to get into would be like usually after lunch, or even you might want to avoid rush hour because obviously, well, you hope no one's going to be looking at your live video while they're in rush hour traffic. But early evenings when people are settled down after work are good times to do your live videos. Oh, I would say between 5 and 7. Oh, just, well, if you want to, you can, early mornings are good on Facebook, but like I said, anytime after lunch. Usually from noon to 8 on Facebook is the time to post on Facebook. Optimal. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get those amounts of people when you post, but at the same time, those are usually the times where more people are on the social media platform, because it goes back to your tribe. You've got to get people interested in what you do first in order for them to want to watch your live videos. That's very important. So you should really focus on your tribe. And when do you think most of the people that you interact with Facebook are on first? Then you can decide when to start posting those live videos. Because I know there's people that do live videos like in the morning around 8 o'clock in the morning. Do like a wake up, And if people are used to seeing your video go live at that time, then they'll tune in. But you've got to set the schedule. You also have to somewhat advertise the fact that you're going live. I was just a post saying that I go live at, seriously, that's all it is. You just post occasionally, hey, I'm going live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. or at 8 a.m. or Saturdays. Saturdays mornings are good too. It's your audience. That's what you're trying to build. Because, I mean, yeah, the most optimal time on, let's just say Facebook, for example, may be like at 1 p.m. But that doesn't mean everyone's going to be tuned into your video. It's about what you build as far as letting people know when you're going live. And it's also what type of live content that you're going to produce. If you're going to do an ongoing series, then it's a good idea to figure out when do you think most of your tribe is going to be online doing stuff. If you're dealing mainly with entrepreneurs, then you're kind of flexible as far as the times that they're going to be live. If you're dealing with the average day-to-day person that you're trying to get in contact with, maybe late evenings or maybe a Saturday morning live video would be a good idea to go live because you're getting access to your audience. The entrepreneurs, it's okay because, you know, we have flexibility whenever. But for the average 8 to 5 worker, they're not always going to be able to watch those live videos, even though, you know, they're watching them. So you've got to figure out when your audience is going to be, and you've got to build it up too.
But do they still end up on their feed after the video is over?
Yes, on all the social media platforms, they can still see it, and they will get alerted when you're live. But if people don't have an idea why you're going live, it may show up in their feed or in their alerts that you've gone live. But if it's not of any consequence, people aren't going to be tuned into it. They're just, oh, okay, he went live. Put their phone away. But if you're building it up that you're going to share specific tips, the type of video that you're going to do, then you build anticipation, and then so when you go live, people will, you know, want to see what's going on. So that's why you really have to think about what types of videos you want to do before you start just recording live. Because if you just start going live without a plan of action, all people are going to see is that you went live. They're not going to know that you go live. So on a regular basis, if you're looking to fill your social media feed, and it's important as far as your platform too. Are you going to go live on Instagram? Because you got to be able to tell people that. When you put your post that, hey, I'm going live. What are you going live on? And the other thing you can't really count on, like if you're going live in 30 minutes, that used to work like 5 years ago on social media. It doesn't work anymore because the algorithm doesn't always post at the same time. So you may say yesterday, hey, I'm going live at 3 o'clock today. Someone may not see it until tomorrow at 3 o'clock after you've gone live. You just have to do that constant reminder of, hey, I'm going live every Wednesday or every Tuesday at this time so that people can get anticipated for your videos. And you might even want to put what content you're talking about when you do a live video. What are you doing? Are you having a guest on? So that's really, really important when it comes to your live videos. What are you going to talk about? How are you going to educate and inform people? How are you going to think outside the box to do creative videos in order to get people to watch the content that you're doing? If you travel, it's easy. Even if you travel around the city, it's easy. Where am I today? Let's just say you decided to do a live video. Real estate agents, you're all over Naples and the surrounding areas. Why not just do a live video every day saying, hey, I'm here at this location, I'm here at this hotspot. I know in my business I travel and I don't do a lot of live videos, but I will post because people are engaged and they really do care about where you've been. They really care about what you're eating because they're interested in you and they want to experience your life experiences, especially if you've created a social media channel that allows people to connect with you. If you've created a social media channel where you're just posting listings up all the time, that's not going to build good engagement. It's about the personal experiences. And with live video, don't limit yourself to like, I need to have some type of format. It's more about the consistency of, yes, I go live on a regular basis. So even if you had the quick live video, like if you saw, well, I mean, to me it would be a big deal, but around here it's not a big deal. If you saw an alligator crossing the road, you know, that'd be a big deal to me. Or you were chasing the otter, right? You know you don't chase mama animals, right? Because they had turned. Is this the mama otter that popped out of the water? See, she was going to get you. See? Oh, that's when you dropped your phone and ran. See, I wouldn't recommend doing the live videos like that of wild animals because you never know. I mean, it'd be good content for us because it'd be laughing to death while you're getting mauled by a sea otter. But, you know, for you, it's not going to be a good experience, you know. But, I mean, so consistency. And that, like I said, it's not like you have to say, I'm going to do this weekly show because that may not be you. But when I say consistency live, usually if you are going live once a week, people are going to get interested in seeing what you do. But it doesn't hurt to toot your own horn and say, hey, I'm going to go live or I'm going live on a regular basis, you know. The other thing I would say with live video too is make sure that you do it seasonable, or pick topics that have to do with the season. Because Easter's coming up, right? And with spring is, I guess we're in the, what do they call it? The meteorological spring. I know I goofed that up. But anyway, for meteorologists, it's spring. But it's springtime. What do homeowners need to do in the springtime in order to get their property ready to go? Why not do live videos about that? What about wintertime? When winter comes, what do you need to do in order to make sure that your home is ready to go? Well, yeah, move to Florida. Yeah, that would be good. You'd have to have videos outside the area. But your videos can go far and wide too, because if people are looking to move to Florida, which there's a lot of that going on, right? If you put the Florida hashtag on there, or maybe move to Florida as a hashtag, maybe your videos go beyond the Naples region and you get people nationally who are looking for an agent in the Naples area. So that's something to consider too. And if you highlight areas of Naples and the surrounding areas in your live videos, it would get good engagement too, especially on a channel like Instagram, because Instagram is all about the warm and fuzzies and the pretties images and the videos. So that's something to consider. Yes.
So if you're paying for marketing, let's say you make some pro videos, pay for the marketing AdWords, YouTube, Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
would you stick to the Southwest Florida area, or would you try to focus on Northeast Canada? Where would you kind of...
If you're doing like AdWords and you're trying to get people from outside the area to kind of find buyers to come in, I mean, I would do whatever region that you think people are coming from to the Southwest Florida area. So if you think they're coming from Canada, then yes, you would probably want to put Canada as a hashtag or an ad word in like your videos. But yeah, you would have to do the research and find out what area they're coming from, and then you can market to them in order to get that going.
Yeah, 'cause the worst is, you're paying for marketing, and then the only people who are seeing it's other realtors or people who already bought homes.
Right, exactly. So, but one of the things that could help with that is LinkedIn. Think about it. LinkedIn, I mean, yeah, AdWords are good, but at the same time, LinkedIn is global. And LinkedIn has a max, I think, of 30,000 that you can actually connect with. But your LinkedIn connections come from all over the globe. So obviously you can't do live video on LinkedIn as of yet. But those old videos that you save and repurpose, you could post those to LinkedIn with the hashtags of whatever you want, and then you're going to get people from all over the country to see it. So that's something to consider. But as far as the schedule is concerned, it kind of is important to have some consistency so that people know that you are going to go live. And like I said, time Yes, it's important, but anytime, usually after lunch, is going to be a good time to do live video. Whoops. But with live streaming, the sky's the limit. And so it's kind of one of those courses and classes that's kind of hard to say, hey, this is the exact thing that you need to do in order to build more followers and get them to like and follow your live videos. Because it kind of boils down to you as far as what types of content that you put on there, but you have to think about what's going to appeal to most people. So look at it from the aspect of a buyer or a seller. What questions are they wanting answered? What questions are you answering on a daily basis that you're tired of answering, right? Just anyone shout out. What's the most common question that you get? You get tired of answering that, don't you? I know there's a real estate agent who goes live, and that's exactly what she talks about. She's not from here. She's up in Kansas City area. Is it Dawn Donovan? I think that's her name, yeah, but she's on Facebook, and that's what she talks about, how the market is. What'd you say? Yeah. So what's another question that agents are asked all the time other than how's the market? What was the other one? So you need to tailor your videos to answer those questions on a regular basis. Because that's, once you become the informer, then more people are going to come to you for answers. The other thing that you want to do, I can get this thing to go. It's horrible. I'm scared of the podium, obviously. So there's a thing called newsjacking. Anyone heard the term before? Newsjacking. So I newsjacked you guys earlier when I was talking about the coronavirus and your smartphones. It's a big concern. People are like, man, what do I need to do to protect myself? So people are washing their hands, but no one's washing their smartphones. I'm like, that's a good way. So basically when you newsjack, you put a spin on what's going on in the real world, and you make a live video about it. And like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to do with real estate. You don't want it to be political, because then that's like the death kill. Might as well just burn up all your cards and your signage. Just call it a day. But newsjacking can be important because there are questions of current events that you can answer easily. And like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be about real estate. If there's anything about homes or the market, you can go live and talk about that to alleviate people's concerns. One of the ways that I newsjack, other than the coronavirus and smartphones, is whenever there's a cybersecurity alert. Like if someone's been hacked, I'll immediately go live and talk about that in order to alleviate people's fears. So depending on what avenue you decide to pursue as far as going with your live videos, that's how you would newsjack. If you newsjack, you want to make sure that it stays sort of within your industry. So in the real estate industry, the good thing is as long as it deals with property or homes, then you can talk about it. So like, I hate to say this. Oh, wasn't it Chipotle that had the E. coli strain or something like that? You could get on and talk about that. You're like, why would I talk about that? I'm a realtor. You're sharing valuable information about it. So one of the things that kind of help you newsjack is a tool called Google Alerts. I was talking about this earlier. Google Alerts. If you have a Gmail account, you've got access to Google Alerts. You can keep track of not only what's going on with you, but what's going on with the real estate community, so that when something happens, you're like, oh man, I've got something to talk about to people. So take advantage of those headlines. You want to become a media source as far as your live videos are concerned. You could do a video blog as well, but remember, if you do a standard blog, it's not going to go as far as a video blog is concerned because of the algorithms on social media. So yeah, you post a blog to your website, but it's not going to be seen by a lot of people. So what do you think this person is doing up here? It's something I call R&D. It's not research and development. Anyone knows what it is? Rip off and duplicate. If you struggle with any of this as far as where to get started with your live videos, look at some of your competitors, rock star agents that are doing live videos. You do what's called your R&D department, which is rip off and duplicate. That doesn't mean that you're stealing their content and going word from word, but it gives you an idea to how to craft your videos and how to make your live videos sing. There's nothing wrong with doing a little research and looking at it and seeing what your competition's doing. I mean, by all means, you can't steal live videos, but all means don't take someone's live video and then just replicate it and do it your own. But you definitely, for some people, seeing is a good way of formulating what goes on. So it's a good idea for you to look at what's going on with some of your competitor realtors and kind of tailor that and customize it for you. Even I, as an IT guy, I'll look and see what tips or what formats that people are doing stuff in. And I keep it nice and safe and, that you don't piss off any other agents. Go outside the state and look and see what other agents are doing across the country. I know there was an agent named Chris Ward in the Kansas City area. He started looking at real estate agents on the West Coast. Because the Midwest, we're kind of behind the times on some of the stuff, right? So he started seeing what West Coast agents were doing as far as live videos were concerned. So he had his iPhone and he started recording these live videos of him showing properties. Whenever he had a property in his inventory, he would just do a quick live video about it, just to say, hey, this is what's going on. And it helped his business. His business has grown drastically because of the videos that he's done. So you don't have to run a perfect broadcast. Things are going to go wrong, as experienced this morning. That's okay. You're going to drop your phone. Things are going to pop up. Doesn't have to be perfect, so don't focus on perfect with live video. And if you're doing spontaneity with live video, that's okay. Now, if you're doing more of a formal show with live video and you're doing it live just to get more followers, then you might want to take a little bit of time to make sure that you choreograph everything before you actually go live. Because, like I said, it all depends on the format. You don't want to snafu when you're going live and you're trying to have a serious video. But it's okay if you're just doing it for the spontaneity of things. But don't panic over it if you do, because as you could see with some of your live video posts, even though you go live and the video's ended, you don't have to post that video to social media. So your audience may see the goof that occurred, but it's not there for all prosperity. Yes? Mm-hmm. Beautiful homes, I would imagine, dream home. Anything homes. Because if people are looking for houses, obviously they're going to be. Or if the easiest way to find hashtags would be to Google what your buyer or seller is going to do. Because Google, if you didn't know this, at the very bottom, when you Google something, it kind of gives you the suggestions of what people are looking for as far as what you've put in for the Google search. So if you're putting in realtor, then it's going to say, oh, at the bottom, other people have used this phrase in order to find the results that you've got. So that's the quickest and easiest way to find the hashtags as far as that's concerned. No problem. But you also want to study your analytics with all your videos too. Now, with Instagram, with Facebook, you do have to switch to a business account in order to look at the analytics for your live video. If you don't, then it's just going to show you how many people. This is the amount of people that watched your video. But even with that, if you just keep it with a personal account, you want to keep an eye on how many people watch the videos. Maybe you have to tweak your times if you think you're going to get more viewership at a different time. So tweak it. It's okay. But if you do tweak it and you're advertising it, make sure that you let people know that you've moved your video to a different time so they're not sitting there at 8 in the morning waiting for you to go live and you don't go live. Make sure you let people know that you switched. I love this time to upgrade logo. The other thing too, if you're not able to update on your app, on your smartphone, maybe time to upgrade that app. Because I know there's people with the LinkedIn Live, or not the LinkedIn Live, but the LinkedIn Find Nearby thing, they can't find it because they haven't updated the app on their phone. So it's a habit we get into as far as streaming services on our smart devices. You want to make sure that you've got the most current app on your phone for each live device, because sometimes, especially Facebook is bad with this, they'll update the app and then you'll find out that the feature is no longer available. You're like, well, I used to be able to do this. Why can't I do it now? Well, first thing you want to do is you want to always upgrade the app on your smartphone to make sure you've got the most current version so that you can utilize that live capability. But at the same time, too, you want to make sure that you're following the proper rules. Like if you're trying to live stream to YouTube and you don't have 1,000 followers, that's why. It ain't because you don't have the most current version, it's because you didn't update your app. And we've been talking about this the whole time. Repurpose those live videos. You've got to, because they can have longer legs. The search engine optimization with YouTube and with other social media channels is huge. And like I was saying earlier, your audience may not be available when you go live. So you've got to give people something to come back to when they're done with their, when you're done with your videos. You want that resource that people can always come back to. So always save your videos when you go live, always. And make sure when you're done going live that you instantly go to other social media platforms and upload those videos. So some of the things that you need to keep in consideration if you want to repurpose, and I talked about this earlier, with LinkedIn and with some of the other social media channels, your videos can only be a specific amount of time. So let's say that you did a live video on Facebook and then you want to upload it to Instagram. Instagram, if you upload it as an organic post, is only going to give you 1 minute of that live video. But if you upload that live video that you did on Facebook to IGTV, IGTV will upload, I think, at least an hour worth of video to IGTV. So think about that when you're doing your videos. If you were to, let's say you wanted to get into LinkedIn and you did a live video and it was 10 minutes and 1 second. You're not going to be able to upload it to LinkedIn. Yes? If you want to upload video to the IGTV platform, you have to download the app. But if you were to do it from your desktop, let's say you were doing videos from your desktop, there's a next section where you can go to IGTV and then you can just upload it to IGTV. Oh, let's just say you did a live video on your desktop and you saved it like Facebook. And then you saved the video to your computer and then you uploaded it. Then you want to upload it to IGTV. You can do it from the desktop version of Instagram. Because with Instagram, the problem is Instagram allows you to comment on Instagram from a desktop computer. You can't upload any content on Instagram. You can't upload a new post. But you can upload videos to IGTV from your desktop computer.
Really, I tried that a while back. I had to do it through the phone. I couldn't do it through the desktop.
Oh, really? I do it every week. So I'm not saying that you're wrong. You know what you're doing.
They recently changed.
They did. You have to go, what you have to do on your desktop is on the main Instagram page, there's a little menu section in the middle of the screen, and one of the sections is IGTV. once you click on that, you'll see the screen where it's got all your videos, and then it's got the square where you can drag a video into that space, or you can upload from a certain file from your Windows or Macintosh computer. But keep in mind, if you're doing videos that you want to go to Instagram TV, they have to be vertical. So if you were to do it on YouTube Live or on Facebook Live, you would have to find a way to rotate that video, because what will happen is if you upload it, it'll just like zoom in, and so you would only get part of your video. No, it's like a rectangle, but I don't know what the actual dimensions are. But I know that if you've got like let's just to say if you were to take a Facebook video that was saved on your desktop and you rotate it, it would fit in that space on IGTV. But so that's the thing you have to think about when you repurpose, is that if whatever platform you're on, where are you going to repurpose those videos? Where are you going to repurpose them? So if you're doing Instagram from your phone and then you upload it to YouTube, you're going to get that vertical black bar on other social media platforms, because it doesn't do it widescreen. It's just a vertical screen. So.
Is there any way on your phone to rotate the video or not?
You can rotate it on your phone if it's downloaded. If you've got an iPhone, yeah, you can definitely go into the Photos app and then rotate it. Right. Yeah, and then repurpose it, whatever. But remember, you have to remember to save it to your phone in order to repurpose it. And you have to keep in mind which platforms, if you upload organic video, what their specifications are. So like I said, if you do a 10-minute, 1-second video, it ain't going up to LinkedIn. If you do a 5-hour video, let's just say if you did it, well, you can't do live video on LinkedIn. Because the other thing to think about too, if you sign up for LinkedIn Live, those videos are on LinkedIn. There's no way to get it unless you set your software to like save it to your computer. So, what's the what? 10 minutes or less if you were to repurpose that video. And always remember, not organic vegetables, but organic video goes a long way. It may be tempting to share a link. Social media doesn't like it. It wants it organic. It wants a fresh photo from your phone directly to Facebook, directly to LinkedIn, directly to Instagram. It will go further. Even though it's not going to go as far as live, if it's organic and not a link, it's going to go further. So always remember that when posting videos. You may be tempted to cheat. Like, man, I uploaded this video to YouTube, and I'm just going to share the link. It's not going to fly. You'll get like 1 or 2 followers. And then I was talking about Restream.io. If you get to the point, if you want to restream to all of the social media platforms except for Instagram as of yet, you can utilize Restream.io as a good way to repurpose video. But you have to be in front of a desktop computer in order to do it. So this is more like if you're interviewing someone in a sit-down environment, if it's just you yammering on for, 10 minutes or less. But Restream is an easy way to take the load off, because if you do one live video, it's going to stream everywhere. And Restream is free for I think 3 social media accounts, and then after that, they really stick it to you. They do. It hurts every month. But it saves time, because when I used to do live video, I would stream it to Facebook Live, and then to repurpose it, I'd have to download the video, which took about 10 minutes. Then I had to upload the video to YouTube, to 2 channels, both my Burton Kelso and my Integral one. So that was another 5 minutes each. Then I had to upload it to LinkedIn, which could take another 10 minutes. So you see where I'm going with this. It just took a lot of time. So 30 minutes later, after spending, 8 to 9 minutes on a live video, I would finally be able to move on to something else, because I was trying to repurpose that video to other platforms. But when I did it with Restream, now I can do up to 10, 15 minutes of tips and then share it, and then I'm done. I can just walk away. Now, I do have to upload it to IGTV, but we're talking about only a couple of minutes to repurpose, reorient that video, and then get it to go. So it's something to consider. But if you want to keep it quick and easy, what you want to do is either A, you could do like Titus and get 2 or 3 devices, or you can just concentrate on which platform you want to do live streaming on and then save those videos to another platform. No, it will not do IGTV, which doesn't make any sense because it will go to Facebook, and we all know Facebook owns Instagram. So, and I know we covered a lot of stuff, and there's probably questions because live video is like the sky's the limit. I mean, there's just so much information out there. But the best thing is to just start and do it. Start doing live so that you get comfortable with it. And as you do more live videos, you'll start to formulate what you want, what message you want to get out to potential buyers and sellers or your current buyers and sellers, and give them information that's going to help better their lives. This clicker is just not doing what I want it to do. And never hesitate to ask for help. Because, I mean, video is changing all the time. So if you get stuck, find a resource, like me, and ask for help to make sure that you're getting the most of it. So to sum things up, as far as live video is concerned, it can do great things for your real estate business. It really can. But the whole idea is that you need to get a program in line as far as what content that you want to share as far as live videos for potential buyers and sellers. But I would highly recommend that you currently start with your tribe as far as informing them and becoming a resource with them. Because once you become an information source, then they're going to start to share your live videos on to other people, and then you'll just grow your tribe, and then next thing you know, you'll have like thousands of people watching your videos. So with that said, last slide, come on. I guess we're just going to sum it up, huh? I was going to put my, look at that, it's just like dead. But anyway, I'm Burton Kelso on social media, so you can just follow me. I've got a YouTube channel. I go live every Wednesday. So if you're looking for ideas or if you have any questions about that, I'll hang around for a little bit. And yeah, just get started with doing your live video. And I hope this was some great information that you could use to get started or to enhance your live video experience. Thank you.